Steve Shore Report coming to you with our left hook.
Right jab.
And we're...
Left jab, right
jab.
hook.
You get me confused.
Right hook.
Anyway, here we are to talk about the left and the right and the local politics and the national politics, which sometimes slave together. There are several issues of the day out here. I'm sure you're hearing about them on CNN or Fox or News Express or whatever you're watching. The different factions are revolving around different things. And one of the things that I keep bringing up is the stimulus, because where's the beef, I keep saying. Even though that should be a left issue, Biden apparently, as of today, is being forced to change a little bit and have the stimulus checks be $1,400, but it'll be for a smaller number of people who are more in need than those who are not so much in need. Well, what's the problem there? The problem isn't the level that $100,000 a year people might get the check. The problem gets down to what the Republicans, the right, is doing as far as slowing it all down. Well, now we're going to have to prove what we make in income in order to get the check. Before, they just came out. Well, that won't be happening anymore. They'll have this stop in the process, sort of like trying for a PPP and you go to your local bank. You may see something in 90 to 120 days.
Okay. I mean, that all sounds, that's wonderful. But there was a limit on the income requirements before, and it didn't slow anything down. It's automatic. So even if...
Yeah, they went out to 94% of the public. What are they going to go out to now, and how are they going to differentiate? This is a Republican trick.
Differentiated before.
This is just another right-wing trick.
No. It is not.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
And we don't even know, that hasn't even passed yet, because the Biden administration is so busy signing executive orders and just standing back and not discussing anything that the stimulus isn't even being discussed.
Yeah, it is being discussed. In fact, they had a discussion day before yesterday, and they agreed to endeavor to persevere.
Great.
That they had a great meeting and to talk some more. Well, today is the results of those talks, and I'm sure they're going to pass this thing before next week and the impeachment. But here we go. When is it going to really come into fruition? And I want to think it would come fast for these people who really need it, but I'm not sure. And so these are me expressing doubts about my own party, about giving in on certain things and not others. And what happened to the idea that there was a Republican Senate and they had all the chairmanships, and now we're a Democratic Senate, and guess what? Who's chair of the Judiciary Committee still? Well, his name is what? That Lindsey Graham. He's a Republican. He's still chairman, and therefore he stops the appointment of the new Attorney General. This is more moronic stupidity, in my opinion, and it's on both sides. But it doesn't bode well for people in the country, especially people in need, rural and urban alike.
Okay, well, I have to agree with all that.
Well, then I'm just going to stay silent at that point.
Wait a minute. We need to fight today.
We're about to get into a fight. It's called the Thin Blue Line. I was a police officer myself at one point in my life, and so I'm proud of what the police do, especially in Lake Geneva, where they do a magnificent job. Town of Lynn, we've got great departments around the lake. I don't know what the Capitol Police did. I saw some films of them letting people into the Capitol, and I was shocked. But I'm not here to judge them. I'm here to talk about something called the Thin Blue Line, which is an American flag with a blue line drawn through the horizontal center of it. What's that supposed to represent? Well, if you go to the Thin Blue Line, USA.com or whatever it is, you'll say that it's to support our brothers in blue, our police. Well, wait a minute here. Yeah, we support our brothers in blue big time with a sign out in my yard that does that. But I don't have it on my American flag because the U.S. code that I served under in the military, the Marine Corps, as a cop, says that you will not desecrate the flag. That the flag is the people's flag, and you don't put your personal adornments or any of that on it. People can still do that and not be arrested for it. It's only a code, it's not law. But when you get to cities doing that, and you get police forces doing that, then you get questionable because of what does that really support your local police really mean? And that Thin Blue Line has come to mean either support it or else, or the police can do whatever they want, and that's never been the case and never should be the case. And so why do I bring this up? Because it is local. It's come to visit us here. It's on city trucks now. Lake Geneva city trucks, that flag is appearing. and it has no place there at all, okay? And I think as a city, those need to be taken down. What do you have to say over there?
Are we supposed to argue again? Okay. It doesn't belong on the city property. I agree. I know, I'm sorry. And I want to argue with you about it because I don't mind the flag and I like what it stands for and I don't think it's desecrating the flag, but I don't think it belongs on city property. So there's that.
It's sort of a strange position.
I know.
Well,
Because it's, as a civilian, a regular person, every day doing their own thing, I think they have the right to adorn that flag if they want to, but I don't think city property needs to take a side on
This
it.
is Tom
I
Earl
know.
in a street department. These are city trucks, and it's him again, in your face, Tom Earl, the Duke of Earl. What do we do with this guy?
Yeah, there's never been a flag on that truck before.
No.
So why is there a flag on there, especially one that's altered? So I don't know. I'm not sure. However, I feel it's up to the city to make a decision.
Well, they are. So we've called Tom Nord, David Nord, the city administrator. He, of course, doesn't answer his phone, doesn't have an assistant, doesn't have a secretary. What kind of little burg are we? I called the mayor. The mayor took the call, but she said she'd never heard of the thin blue line or the flag or the issue. And so I told her that was part of my job, is to educate her on such things, and I hung up. What else?
We're a small town. I mean,
We're not that small.
we are pretty small. We're a pretty small town. And so our city administrator doesn't have an assistant, and I'm not shocked that our mayor has never heard of the thin blue line in the flag.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
Well, that's not a compliment.
Well, I'm just saying.
I think that mayors across the land should know about these things in all the cities and towns.
Oh, I think mayors across the
I
land
think some
have
do,
learned
yes.
a lot of things in the last year or 2
Yes.
years. More so than they've ever learned or known before. So, same with the average citizen. The average person, I believe, knows a lot more about politics locally and nationally than they've ever known before. Ever.
Locally, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks so much.
So, I think awareness of what's really going on in our world and our nation is being analyzed and looked into a lot more than it ever has. So you have any argument with that?
No,
You agree? See, we are so nice today. What's happening? Unity? Is it happening right now? I'm sorry.
Well,
It needs to happen. It can happen.
a lot of things need to be done. A lot of things need to be fixed. They're working on some of them. Immigration. They've got a committee put together to bring these kids back together to be reunited with their parents. That should never have happened, and that was very much part of the conservative side to do that.
Well, some of those children's parents would not take them back. Some of those parents, there was some issues, other issues going on with some of that immigration, and those cages were already there before the Trump administration.
Except what kind of animals were in them.
No, there were people.
Oh,
They were immigration cages.
I don't believe that.
They were.
I don't.
Well, I know. Oh, look, we can argue. Okay.
All right. we can.
And there was, I think it was like 500 to 700 that were not placed back with their families with the immigration, and they were searching on a daily basis trying to get these kids reunited with their families. So I have a hard time believing that all of a sudden the Biden administration can figure it out so much quicker or figure out what's going on with the families that were not accepting their children back. There's a lot more to it, and each situation
Immigration
is
is a
its
problem.
own situation.
We have big problems. We have infrastructure problems. We have funding for that's supposed to be coming up, and we have this war still going on between the Republicans and the Democrats in the Senate and the House. And then there's the impeachment issue and how important that is to the country, that we never have a situation like that happening again. And the way to do that,
how important it is for it not to happen.
well, we have to put our stamp on that and say, here's what's going to happen if you ever approach such an issue again. Although these people, for the most part, walked. I mean, look at that one woman. She went before a federal judge yesterday.
Oh, please.
Come on, what do you mean,
Here we
please?
go.
She was arrested for being a violator and being inside that Capitol. And when she came out and was arraigned, she at first said, I don't care, I'd do it again. After she appeared, and then she came in for bail, and they gave her bail and said, yes, you can go to Mexico on vacation. What kind of a message does that send? And I wonder who appointed that federal judge. I can tell you.
Okay, well, okay, here we go. We can argue. So our Vice President, Kamala Harris, has been a big part of setting up the Minnesota Freedom Fund, which helped bail out a lot of the protesters over the summer months that destroyed government buildings, police departments, assaulted people, looted, rioted, stole, burned buildings down, and assault. A lot of different things were going on all over. People were arrested. Well, our Vice President helped set up the fund to bail these people out. These people had previous records.
Not these people had. Some of those people
Some of
had.
those people.
Just
some
like
of those
some
people.
of the people out here have.
So, some of them had murder charges. Some of them had assault charges. Some of them had sexual
everybody else out
assault
here.
charges. Okay, well, our Vice President has no business bailing some of these people out.
She was raising money. She wasn't bailing anybody out.
Because her exact statement was, there should be unrest in the streets. They should not stop. They should fight. They should.
She never said they should fight. That's a bad quote.
I thought maybe
She
the
said
word fight wasn't
they
in there.
should protest.
Well, okay, and no, she said unrest. There
It
should
was
be
your
unrest.
president who said fight, and he's about to be
He didn't say
impeached
fight.
for it.
He did not say fight.
Yeah, he said they had to fight.
No, he didn't.
He said the fight that he would be there to join them, and then that chicken
No, he
shit
never
didn't
said
show
fight.
up.
Never
like he
said
didn't show
fight.
up in Vietnam.
He never
like
said
he has
fight.
never
He said
showed up.
peaceful protest and let your voices be heard. He never said fight.
No,
The
that's
word
not true.
fight
You
was
need to
no.
review what he said in the films.
We will.
Yeah,
We will
right
do
before.
that. There is
Remember
no.
his speech where he was going to go with them. He was going to be there for them. He was going to be in the trenches with
No,
them.
he never said that, and he never said the word fight in his speech.
Yeah, he did.
And there is proof coming out that the protesters who did storm the Capitol building were planning it weeks prior to the 6th of January. His speech had nothing to do with it. He did not incite it. He did not condone it, and he did not agree with that.
Well, obviously, you're not seeing the speech. You haven't.
The speech said there is not the word. He said peaceful protest and let your voices be heard. We will march to the Capitol building. Nothing about peaceful
This is
protest.
part of the problem we're having in the nation.
Peaceful protest. That is what it said.
The average IQ
it
is
did not
100.
say fight.
Below that
there
is
was no
over
word.
here.
Fight was never said. It was never said.
Okay,
And
here
it was
we are.
planned previous.
We're running out of time.
We were getting along so nice.
We were never getting along.
We were so getting along.
Well, that was over other issues.
Peaceful.
Lunch.
Unity.
Lunch.
Food.
Chicken.
Food is a great way to come together as a people, as a nation.
It's true because my kids show up every time it's time for food. The rest of the time can't be seen. Food, they're there.
We will feed everyone. Democrats, Republicans, Independents, it doesn't matter.
Anyway, there was a last controversy. Somebody wrote in and said, am I real? Am I really George Belushi Jr.? Am I made up? Am I a joke? Well, if you ask my wife, I'm all of those things. And, you know, I do believe I'm like a permanent resident of Animal House, because that's what it seems to me, especially in 2020 and 2021 now. Like, it's just wild. I want a toga. I want a road trip. I want to escape and do things like that. And so whether I am what I am or something else isn't the point. The point is you. And the point is what you get from us to be more of you and what you give us back by being what you are. And that's what we're really all about. Okay? And we try to deliver the reality of our opinions and the reality of what we think the facts are when we discover them. By the next show tomorrow, we will have researched Donald Trump's speech better, and we will have at it again with flashcards. Okay? Right, and it'll say that right there. If it doesn't say that, there'll be a big X through it. Okay?
Am I going on a road trip?
Road trip. Who?
Am I going on a road
No,
trip?
you are
That's
not.
okay.
With a toga?
You're staying right here.
Okay, never mind.
Okay, this is the Geneva Show Report with Left Jab
Right hook.
and
Lisa Otto.
Jen
and
Lepkowski.
George Belushi Jr. or whoever you want to think I am. Thank you.